Alright everybody, so for what we did with the what is phase, we started off by having everybody contribute to a list on a Google Doc of problems or issues, opportunities that they noticed on a daily basis, and collectively we came up with about 40 of these, and we just had to get together, brainstorm, and choose which one was the best one, and we ended up deciding on a couple that we all liked that we thought we could solve. So from that brainstorming, some of our favorites were not knowing exactly what to do with certain ingredients you have in your house when you get home from a busy day, and especially if you don't know how to cook, having something that maybe can tell you what to do with that food. Amenities in an apartment complex, so for example, not knowing when the laundry room is being occupied, people who are getting over the local bar scene. And then we also came up with no nap spaces on campus, the problem of people not being able to find places to sleep on campus. I know personally that I've at times walked 10-15 minutes just around campus to find a place to nap. We also had the idea of fixing the problems with wobbly chairs when you're outdoors or in restaurants or whatever. And we ultimately came up with all these ideas. We came up with hypotheses of how to solve all of them, all in different settings, and we scrapped all of them. And we had almost exhausted all our ideas when one of our members just came up with one while we were brainstorming, and it just seemed perfect. And it was basically no place to put food on campus. So people who bring perishable food, students who commute, who bring their food and they have no place to put it while they're there for possibly hours on a busy day. And so that was the ultimate problem we ended up sticking with.
Okay, so basically this is the what if phase, picking up where Andreas left off. We realized that a lot of students who bring food to campus either just put it in their backpacks or they leave it in their cars. The problem with this is that it's inconvenient for them to carry it around, or if they're leaving it in their car, it could spoil in their hot car during the day, or it could even be a hassle for students to want to make that walk back to go and get it. So we started going through and coming up with different hypotheses. First one being, what if there are fridges on campus? This was a good hypothesis, however we did realize that it's not secure. Students wouldn't want to put their food in a fridge because it would be stolen or go missing. This is a huge issue for students who bring food to campus, and they would probably not use this, so we moved to our next hypothesis, which is, what if there were kiosks on campus students could go up to and drop off perishable foods? This was a better idea because it solved the issue of security and their foods and making sure that it was going to be there when they got back. The only issue with this idea is that people wouldn't want to have to deal with someone working at a desk in a kiosk. So we found this to be an issue. Pretty much the idea was that you would hand off the food to the lady working the kiosk, who would then store it for you, and then when you came back for it, you would give her information to get your food back. This has become, in our opinion, more of a hassle than to go and get your food or to just simply carry it around in your backpack. So although it was well executed, it was not a strong enough hypothesis to solve our problem. So then we moved to our last hypothesis, which is what if there was a refrigerator locker on campus that was self-serving. This was a good idea because you pretty much have the security aspect of it. You have your individual locker where you can store your food in a central location on campus, whether it be East Commons, West Commons, or Conrad Private Student Union. You would pretty much use like a card or something to activate this locker, and then when you return, you would use that same thing to activate the locker and use your food, and this would serve the issue of security. It would be convenient for students to use, and all around a good product.
Alright, cool. So for our what wows, we came up with a few prototypes, like early developments, and originally we had it, we were gonna make it the size of like a vending machine, and then we were gonna have like a keypad on one of these boxes to kind of control like what locker you had, but we decided to kind of scrap that, and so we split up into lockers, and then we have handles on each locker, and then we have like a little swiping card to open each door, and you're gonna use your red ID to open it, or your red ID, and you're gonna kind of, it's gonna be the same system as like printing out like material at the library. You're gonna load your card, and you're gonna be able to use that. So that's how you can activate and deactivate your locker to kind of access your food, and then it's going to be divided into two shelves as well. So you're going to be able to put like 2 items in there in case you kind of bring a lot of food to school. Got it?
Alright, so for the what works part, what we did was that we asked other students for their feedback for our idea. So we mostly asked students in SDSU, and we asked some students in our class to see what they thought about this. And some of the key takeaways that we can get is generally they all liked the idea and like where we were going with it. Some key things were that it should be no taller than 6 feet, so it can be easily accessible. One also said he'd be willing to pay $1 or $2 to use it. So we were thinking maybe you can load up money in your SDSU card and use that as a form of payment. And another part is the cleanliness. So some people may forget their food at the end of the day, so just as long as there's a system to make sure that it is always kept clean.